I would like to visit Paris one day. Sometimes we go for a walk after dinner. He had been studying for the English test all night. You have to pay your bills by the end of the month. They studied for the exam until midnight. Have you ever tried sushi before going to a Japanese restaurant? The river flows calmly. I got a part-time job to save up for a new car. He played the violin in the orchestra performance. My father told me, you have to save money for the future. It looks like it's going to rain. He needs to learn to swim. They asked for help and as a result they successfully completed the project. They came at noon. He should have apologized for his mistake. He had his phone repaired at the service center. We need to find a solution to the problem. I think chocolate tastes better than vanilla. This shirt is cheaper than the other one. We often go to the beach in the summer. By the end of the day, I will have finished studying for the exam. The concert was liked by everyone. Despite criticism, he continued to pursue his passion for music. My smartphone is more advanced than yours. After finishing the marathon, he collapsed to the ground from exhaustion. Children are playing outside. He said to his friend, I'm going to a cooking class next month. By next year, he will have saved enough to buy a house. The book was thicker than I expected. I've already booked a hotel room for the conference. They were not prepared for the meeting and felt unprepared as a result. I will never give up on my dreams no matter how hard it is. He would rather play basketball than football. The store closes at 8 p.m. We were looking for a new job. Children love to watch cartoons on TV. He had his laptop repaired at the repair shop. They will arrive early for the meeting. The children are playing hide and seek. They wish they had more friends to hang out with. I will go to the shop tomorrow. They've never been to a musical concert. They exercised regularly and became more fit as a result. He is watering the plants in the garden. I believe honesty is more important than success. The sun rises from the east. He'll be away for a few weeks. You should read more books to improve your vocabulary, said the professor. They wish they had more friends to hang out with. By the time he graduates, he will have already started his internship. The conference will be held in April. The teacher should have explained the lesson in a more understandable way. I wish I had $1 million. We attended a workshop to learn about sustainable living. I read an interesting article about the benefits of reading. We are planning to go on a trip next month. He plays video games with his friends. She sings in the choir. We used to go skiing every winter. You must attend mandatory safety training. He often forgets his keys. The book was adapted into a movie. He is working on a new project. They had been searching for their lost dog for weeks and were thrilled when they found it. When I woke up, he had already gone to work. The bridge was built years ago. While it is time-consuming, cooking from scratch is healthier. Where did you meet with your best friend? They asked. They can volunteer at a local shelter. They want to volunteer at a local charity. The cat chased a mouse. They volunteered at the local shelter to help homeless people. She doubts her abilities. They studied for the exam until midnight. The song that the singer sang touched everyone's heart. I wish I had remembered to bring my umbrella. Do you like to travel? What did you study at university? They asked. The boy, lost in the crowd, began to cry. The concert was liked by everyone. The house was painted last week. The movie looks interesting. The company had been in financial difficulties for months before declaring bankruptcy. The company will expand its operations. They studied French for 3 years. He has to pick up his car for an oil change. He enjoys reading books in his spare time. The team he coached won the championship. They've never been to a musical concert. The house is built with bricks. They said we will move to a bigger flat next month. The chef is cooking a delicious meal. They had their house painted last week. The movie starts at 6 p.m. When they wake up, we will have prepared breakfast. Have you been waiting for a long time to get a response to your email? Despite his illness, he managed to finish the project on time. He will graduate from university in June. I was jogging in the park when I saw my old friend. The horse the rider rode won the equestrian competition. She volunteered at a hospital to help sick children. The company he founded is now a global company. I look like my mom. He can have dinner with his family tonight. He had never seen snow before his journey into the mountains. He tried to play the piano every day and as a result became a talented pianist. Sometimes we cook dinner together. He will present at the conference. The company is launching new products. They constantly quarreled, so they decided to break up. They held a sand castle contest on the beach. You must wear a helmet when riding a bike. They asked for help and as a result they successfully completed the project. We usually have a family dinner on Sundays. He likes to go jogging in the morning. The problem was caused by a technical error. I need a break. If you study hard, you will get good grades. It started to rain heavily. I enjoyed reading an article about famous historical events. The cake was cut into pieces. Despite the difficulties, they stuck to their cause. If I had more time, I would learn to play the guitar. He was working on his laptop in the coffee shop. The teacher should have explained the lesson in a more understandable way. If you had asked me, I would have helped you. He has read that book many times. They like to try new cuisines. If it were me, I would go on vacation. I find classical music more relaxing than rock music. They had their garden done by a professional gardener. They finished their project ahead of schedule. The coffee in this cafe is stronger than in the other place. By the end of the day, they will have finished their work. They should wear protective gloves when working with chemicals. The problem was caused by a misunderstanding. The musicians will record their new album. Couldn't find parking near the restaurant. Despite being tired, she stayed up late to study. He was playing the piano for his recital. He had his passport renewed at the embassy. Does he have any siblings? The cat likes to sleep in the sun. If it rains, the ground gets wet. Have you ever been to a Broadway show before last night? You should practice speaking English every day. You must be honest in your relationships. We plan to have a picnic in the park tomorrow. If it were me, I would go on vacation. I'll call you when I get to the station. He's studying for the science exam. He got his passport stamped at the airport. May I taste your dessert, please? His house is bigger than mine. What did you do last weekend? they asked. He needs to fix the broken window. If I had a time machine, I would visit the future. We're going for a walk. I am a member of a dance club. We are planning to ski next winter. He thanks you for your kindness. They ate a heavy meal and felt sluggish as a result. He looks tired. My teacher told me, you have to practice more to get better at math. She practices her dance routine. We were looking for a new flat. He looks tired after a long day. My mom told me, you should eat more fruits and vegetables. The magazine published an article about eco-friendly living. I've already seen the sunset. He will have bought a new car next month. We've been working on this project for a while. They want to learn to speak Spanish. Even though the weather was unpredictable, we decided to have a picnic anyway. If I won the lottery, I would buy a big house. He has a unique ability. I am a member of a dance club. They will have finished their meal by the time we arrive. Next year they will redecorate their house. I have to finish reading this book tonight. He read that book 3 times. Are you enjoying your holiday? We were saving money for our vacation. He is a regular contributor to the magazine's food and recipe articles. I need to get some food for dinner. The conference will be held in April. He visited his parents this weekend. He sang a duet with his favorite singer. I worked hard on the project and got compliments from my boss as a result. The contract was signed yesterday. They had been planning the surprise party for weeks and it was a huge success. Did they argue before they came to the party? Despite the criticism, she was confident in her abilities. He joined a running club to prepare for a marathon. If you watered the plants, they wouldn't die. He has already cooked dinner. We never eat fast food. By the time I got to the station, the train had already left. I worked in the garden all morning. The team is studying for the football tournament. I wish I had spent more time studying for the exam. If I had the talent to play an instrument, I could join a band. We went to Paris last summer. The students laughed at the teacher's joke. Have you seen the newly released movie? Asked. I am studying English. They practiced their presentation over and over and delivered flawlessly as a result. He had not been able to find his passport before his trip. He was working on his laptop in the coffee shop. They will have cleaned the house by tomorrow night. Were you running late until you realized your car had a flat tire? I enjoyed reading an article about famous artists. I will study abroad next semester. They had lived in that neighborhood for a long time before they moved. He upgraded his computer to a technician. I smell something delicious. They should have cleaned the house before the guests arrived. They signed up for a coding boot camp to learn programming. He would have played better if he had worked harder. The project was completed ahead of time. He looks tired after a long day. He said to his older sister, I don't feel well, so I can't go to the party. He couldn't find his sunglasses. We were waiting in line for concert tickets. The food was prepared by the chef. He is playing the piano. The concert was cancelled due to bad weather conditions. The rain is drizzling. I'm learning to play the piano. I missed the bus, so I had to walk to work. By next summer he will have traveled all continents. Despite criticism, the artist remained true to his style. We love traveling to new places. I'll send you a postcard from my trip. We met in the afternoon. He bought a new laptop and was able to work more efficiently as a result. He takes pictures of the sunset. I'm thinking of starting a new hobby. He cooked a delicious meal for his family. You always listen to music while driving. They volunteered at the local shelter to help homeless people. He said to his friend, I'm going to a cooking class next month. He is a famous economist who has written many influential articles. The job was offered to me. The doorbell rings loudly. I am working in a bank. He upgraded his laptop with more RAM. He was born in May. He had already prepared dinner when I got home. I wish I knew how to fix cars, I could save on repairs. I went to the doctor for a checkup. She needs to practice her dance routine for the show. I can't eat seafood. I'm allergic. I need to finish writing this report. He always helps his neighbors. We should have chosen a different restaurant for dinner. I wish he had traveled more when he was younger. Despite the difficulties, they never lost their hope. They finished their project ahead of schedule. Have you ever been outside the country? They asked. He likes to take long walks on the beach. He has been working on the research project since last year. We were watching a movie in the cinema. The flowers blooming in the garden are very beautiful. He usually wears a suit at weddings. We had the plumber fix the leaking pipe. Does he have a bike? Despite the criticism, she continued to follow her dreams. You lack the necessary information. He didn't follow the instructions, so he made a mistake. I've been working on my presentation for hours. She is knitting a scarf. We've known about the party for weeks. By the end of the day, they will have finished their work. The children were exhausted by evening because they had been playing outside all day. The students are listening to the teacher. We must pay attention to our environment. He couldn't afford the vacation because he didn't save money. When he returns, he will have already gone to bed. The team is working hard for the next match. They had their lawn landscaped by a professional gardener. I've been taking piano lessons for a year, he said. We're going to watch a movie later this evening. We often go swimming in the lake. I believe hard work is more valuable than natural talent. He rarely drinks coffee. I can't go to the concert. I already have plans. He said he will start a new job next week. The teacher explained the lesson well. Why don't you answer my calls? Asked. The television program was watched by millions of people. My teacher told me, you have to be careful in class. The company is implementing new policies. At the end of the semester, they will have finished their exams. It tells a story. By the end of the day, they will have sold all their products. They never go to bed early. He had lived in London for 5 years before moving to New York. In the evening the sun went down. I attended a seminar to gain new knowledge. He needs to improve his English speaking skills. He bought a new car. The loud barking of the dog made the entire neighborhood stand up. They ate a balanced diet and, as a result, maintained their health. In the evening the rain stopped. He usually takes a nap after lunch. He wakes up at sunrise. They had their cars washed at the car wash. He may need to buy food on the way home. We want to improve our English speaking skills. He should have already registered for the course. I'm going to take a photography course next semester. We need to finish this project before the given date. Do you like spicy food? We never miss our morning walk. They were dancing and having fun at the party. He plays basketball. Do you work weekends? He's fixing a broken chair. By tomorrow afternoon they will have finished the project. We trust our friends. The manager had the employees participate in a team-building activity. I rarely drink soda. We love hiking in the national park. The director of the movie is Steven Spielberg. The problem was discussed at the meeting. If I don't set an alarm, I will fall asleep. The project was completed ahead of schedule. He paints a beautiful picture. He was working in the office until late last night. Seeing the dark clouds, we decided to stay inside. He decided to quit smoking. Although he did not agree with my decision, he supported me. The food prepared by the chef was delicious. I've already booked a hotel room. The horse the rider rode won the equestrian competition. I need to buy food weekly. He started a blog to share his travel experiences. They will have finished the project by the deadline. You have to take this medicine 3 times a day, the doctor said. We have lived in different cities throughout our lives. He always helps his friends. The dog wags its tail. She had her dress tailored to fit perfectly. I wish they'd joined a sports team in high school. He couldn't find his favorite shirt. He had a technician fix the kitchen appliances. He can ask her out. He had to give back what he had borrowed. He has already cooked dinner. The decision was supported by the members of the board of directors. Although expensive, this smartphone has incredible features. My flat is smaller than yours. He has already started his new course. Did you read the book before watching the movie? Have you ever swam in the ocean? You should study harder for the exam, said the professor. She opened a YouTube channel to share her workout routines. I have to call my friend to confirm our plans. I think swimming is better than running. Does he like swimming? They prefer to travel by train rather than by plane. He never wears a hat. She was cooking when the guests arrived. They don't watch TV in the morning. It belongs to a sports club. We joined a fitness club to stay fit. He had his house cleaned by a professional cleaner. I think it will rain tomorrow. It's getting late. They are dancing at the party. We volunteered at an animal shelter to help stray animals. We decided to take a walk in the mountains. The window was accidentally left open. You never help with the housework. I bought a new laptop. We're going on a camping trip next weekend. By the end of the day, they will have finished their work. I find history more fascinating than science. They were planting flowers in the garden. He has to call his family to let him know that he's okay. He forgot his wallet at the restaurant. He's been studying for his math test all night. We have been exploring the city since morning. He often visits his grandparents. See you in an hour and a half. When I get home, my parents will be here. They will practice their dance routine all day. He looks tired after a long day. I have to attend a business meeting tomorrow. He chose the scenic route and enjoyed the beautiful scenery as a result. My English skills are worse than my friends'. I will have finished my homework before dinner. They had already packed their bags before the trip was cancelled. They must ask permission before leaving the classroom. I enjoy solving puzzles even though it is challenging. The train leaves in 10 minutes. She is knitting a scarf. They will arrive early for the meeting. Have you finished your homework?